one hand somehow. Ready? That was a misfire. Alright, I have to solve a problem with the Mustang. It developed a weird issue where, for some reason, randomly, the belt just pops off. It didn't do that when I first got the car, but it gets worse and worse now. I can't even, give it any hard acceleration or the belt just pops right off. And I think it has something to do with the alternator being not adjusted properly. Now, from what I saw, I need to shave. That's the first thing. From what I saw, this bolt right here is the tensioner that I can use to pivot the alternator back and forth. The only problem is I believe that the guy said that it was stripped, or the bolt was stripped. We're gonna test that, and hopefully it doesn't break when I try to take it out. If it does break, that's not good. I'll have to figure out a solution for that. And I have to move this to get my tools. All right, let's see here. It's either going to be a 14 or a 15, I'm guessing, because it's a Ford. It appears to be a 14? No, a 15, but it seems like a very loose 15. So, yeah, he's right. That is really on there. All right, well, let me see here. For some reason, it feels like a 9/16. No, it's not. It's a 15. Okay, well, let me put a 6-point instead. Yeah, 6-point fits better. I hurt my right arm, but we're gonna use it anyway. Doesn't appear to be stripped. I was able to loosen it. But does it move is the question. So it appears that I was able to loosen it, but for some reason I can't spin it back, and I can't actually, the bolt is spinning out. I see the bolt spinning. So I was able to loosen it. It is spinning back from the other side, but it's like, what is going on? Which bolt is stripped? The guy said that there was a stripped bolt. And he said it had something to do with the tensioner. So for some reason, when you accelerate, it's not putting tension. It's moving the alternator, which means that the alternator is not tight enough. It could be that, or this belt is not. Is it the tensioner just weak? I don't think so. What else could this be mounted from? I actually have an idea. I wonder if there's a way I can tension the alternator by removing this part right here. because now it's like really loose and moving. So this is kind of where I'm at. So this bolt is supposed to go in there. That's supposed to thread in. I don't actually think it was threaded in. I think it was just sitting there. The problem is if I put that bolt in there and that sits in there, there's not enough tension on the alternator. I don't know if this belt is stretched. I don't think there's any other place this can be shimmed or tensioned. It does have the AC at the bottom, but it doesn't work. I don't know if you adjust the tension by the AC. I don't see how you would. Maybe that, I mean, is that bolt right there enough? Potentially. Let me lay underneath the car, because then I'll just put that bolt back if I can. No. So there's, well, hang on. Can I? The problem is I can't fucking see. No, I don't think I can, because these are the two brackets, that right there and that one. So I don't think I can. Okay, that's fine. This isn't really a solution. It is if I tighten up that bottom bolt, but I'm gonna put something else here, not a bolt. I don't know. But that actually puts the right amount of tension on the belt that you need. So I'm gonna see what I can find in the parts hardware shed. See if that'll work. Well, it actually appears that I found the issue. It's not that. The bracket, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I can physically move the whole bracket that holds on the AC and the alternator pulleys and everything together. And the reason why is because there's a bolt missing down there. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pop the alternator off really quick, the Serpentine belt too, which is gonna be easy. Watch this. That's why it's so ridiculous. Let's see if it's easier to move now. Yeah, look at that. Watch this, ready? Oh, I don't know if you can, but yeah, that's ridiculous. So there's your problem. So I need to fix that somehow. And first, if you would give me the frickin' thing. All right. Yeah, see? Right there. Got no bolt in it. So I don't know if I can just throw a bolt in it, or there's a reason why there is no bolt in it. I don't even know what that is. Does that move the tensioner too? That's like the whole left side. So that's like the tensioner, the alternator. All right, I'm gonna remove the alternator and see if I can get some visuals in there and see if I can put a bolt in that or something. All right, so here's my solution. Grinding wheel. I'm gonna cut the head right about to there off of this bolt. This is the right thread pitch. It's a really, I used to use this bolt for an engine hoist, so it's a really expensive bolt, heavy duty bolt. I'll put a little bit of anti-seize on there. The hole for the thing isn't stripped out. I just don't have a bolt that is the right length. Because the problem is I go to thread this in, I could always space it out with washers, but the coolant hose is right there and you can't put it in because this bolt's too long. So I'm going to use this bolt as just like a dowel pin and just cut it in half and thread it in there just so it doesn't make the thing move back and forth, and that should work. There you go. I'm going to go do that. Now, there's the repair, as you can see, right there. Bet you can, it looks like I snapped the bolt head off trying to take it off, but there's enough room to where, I mean, that's not moving. It's tight enough. It's not going anywhere. The bolt to take this like girdle piece off is right underneath the tensioner. So, I mean, the system, if you really just needed to take this whole piece off, I mean, you'd need to remove this stuff anyway. So, yeah, you should just put the right size bolt in there, but I don't have it. So I had to get a little creative. So if you really want to do it the right way, I mean, you'd have to take the tensioner off anyway. So the whole thing would have to come apart regardless. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to put it back together and see if it works. And then we're just gonna tighten down the power wire, I believe that is. And that will be that. Put the serpentine belt on. See how it has tension. If it's doing the same tension problem, it shouldn't shoot the belt off because now it has the pin in it holding it. But if it does, by some random occurrence, yeah, that's good. All right, now take my 10 mil, tighten down the power wire, or it's the signal wire. I don't even know. All right, I gotta find a place to put this camera. I don't have one. Yeah, that's right. I just washed my hands. We'll just start it. Oh, I hurt my right arm. I can't even pull the emergency brake up. Hey, it would help if I put the battery on. Okay, let's see. Might take a second for it to learn how to run again because obviously I disconnected the battery, so the computer, the 1990s computer, needs to remember how to operate the engine. No belt squeak, but I am noticing that the belt's walking. Which looks like it's the power steering. It's either the power steering. Yeah, look at the power steering. It's cockeyed. Is that like an angle? I wonder if that actually has something to do with it. Is there a way I could shim that? Or is there a way I could shim the tensioner? Yeah, look at the angle. That probably has to do a lot with the belt jumping off. Yeah, because you know what? Let me see the alternator, so line is on that. Dude, look at that angle. That's terrible. I wonder if there's a way I can shim the idler. Well, it solved the belt squeak, which is good, which means it's tensioned right, because before it would squeak really bad. Alright, I'm gonna rev it, hopefully it doesn't shoot at me. Why is it backfiring? Out the intake. Alright, I'm gonna stand back just in case it decides to ghost ride into the lawn. Why is it idling well? Okay, we're good. All right. Alternator's not really moving anymore like it used to, so that must mean that I solved that problem. But that pulley alignment isn't the best. I wonder if there's a way maybe I can shim the idler out. I don't know. But I'm gonna go take it for a test drive. Maybe do a donut, because that seems to be the key that makes the thing pop off. So we appear to be operational, Captain. Let me actually rev it in front of my face. All right, we seem to be good. It does not squeak anymore. So we solved the tension. I'm a genius. All right, let's take it for a drive. All right, I just did a little burnout and it didn't pop off, so I'll give it a little gas. I'll floor it, actually. It's really slow. No, it didn't pop off, so we're good. It's tight. Yeah, usually when the Serpentine assembly isn't bolted down to the front of the engine, your Serpentine belt can pop off. Like, that happens sometimes. So yeah, I don't understand why they didn't decide to bolt it on. It's not like it was not thread. I remember the guy said something about that when I bought it, and he said I remember the guy said that it was like something was stripped out that has to do with the alternator. I didn't see anything stripped out. Everything was fine. Everything threaded in. If I had the right hardware, it would have been better. But I mean, so far, it threaded in. The tension problem is solved. When I get to the end of this, damn it, every time I look at myself, I hate looking at myself with a beard. I feel so scraggly. Like, I just want a nice, full, manicured beard. Is that too hard to ask? Every time I look at myself, I feel like I need to shave. Every time. But, yeah. Didn't pop off. If I... it kind of runs like poop. But, it's not bad. Yeah, I mean... I'm gonna actually... Hang on, let me put the phone down really quick. Alright, I'll do it with one hand. Somehow. Ready? That was a misfire. Hey, look, we can do burnouts in Mustangs without hitting crowds. This isn't a real Mustang. This thing makes 120 horsepower. That's why. Does good burnouts though. These models, they're only good for burnouts. They handle okay. They don't make any power. But they come with a V8 and they're rear-wheel drive. That is what they're for. They're only to do burnouts in. Burnouts and donuts. That's all they can do. And they don't even really do good donuts because the posies in these are really loose. Oh no, I hear the pulley squeaking. Why is the pulley squeaking? I hear it. Oh no. Is that me or the car in front of me? That's weird. I push the clutch in and it goes away. Alright, so the Serpentine pulley noise is back. Except when I put the clutch in. Why? Because it idles lower? Does it only do it at high RPM? I think it actually needs an idler. The idler on this has been making noise beforehand. I always thought it was just the tension of the belt itself. Alright, we're good. I am not looking to keep this car. I'm actually looking to sell this car. Yeah, my dad's going to kill me for that. Yeah, I'm looking to sell this car after I just did that burnout, of course. Maybe I'll do more burnouts. Maybe if I can have someone outside the car, watching or holding the camera up, I'll do more. But, yeah, solved. There you go. The belt squeak is definitely got to be the idler, because that idler has been making that same sound since I got it. And I think when I, put a little bit of tension on it, the sound went away. I put a little screwdriver up to it and let it drag, and then the squeak went away. But the Serpentine belt doesn't pop off anymore. The pulley alignment could be better. I could always try and shim something or move something and adjust something. You can always try and do that, but for a car that makes 180 horsepower, probably less now, it definitely makes over 200 foot-pounds of torque. That's about it, though. That doesn't really mean anything. I mean, there you go. I wish I didn't have to get rid of this car, because the only reason why I'm kind of getting it in a decent condition is because I have to get rid of it. I can't keep it. This is my dad's driveway, and he'll only allow me to park so many cars here. And I have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 back there. And then he has his truck, his car. My mother has hers. Yeah, so I need a separate place to work, because the driveway just ain't going to cut it anymore. But who knows? See you guys later.